Hello, hello, hello. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are. This is David for Elizabeth Craft Designs. Welcome to another live on this beautiful Monday. Let me see if I can find the comments here. There they are. So that should go well. Dun, 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 dun. Hi, Robin. Yes, we are live. That's good to see. It's always a relief when the first comments come in. This one there. Yes, we're nearly there. Just doing some technical bits and bobs. So, like that. Some things are extremely slow for some reason, but I'm hoping the stream stays solid. Hello, everybody. Good to see you here. If there's somebody on YouTube that can say hello, that would be great. On Facebook, we're live. Hello, everybody. Good to see you. I'm trying to figure out whether YouTube is doing well this time. I'm not. There we go. Hello, everybody. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are. This is David for Elizabeth Craft Designs. We are live. I managed to get everything working the way it should be. It's a miracle. Hello, everybody. Good to see you. I hope everybody's doing well. And you're ready for a fun hour of play. Hi, Robin. Hi, Joe. Hi, Sandra. Hi, Rebecca. Hi, Carla. Hi, Anita. Hi, Ellie. Hi, Jane. Hi, Sylvia. Hello, hello, hello. Still nothing on YouTube. It should say it should be fine. Yes, there's Saskia. Hello. Okay, everything is running as it should be. So let's get started, shall we? Okay, sorry about the technical bits, but it is what it is. Right, I'm going to have some fun tonight with you. I hope you're going to enjoy it as well. What I'm going to do is I'm going to be playing with my Golden Season release, of course. And I'm going to show you how to build a journal using the Build a Journal die set. But I'm using every single die set in the collection. So, yeah, that's going to be fun. I think I'm going to combine every single die set base page in the collection to make one big journal. And I'm going to show you how to do that. And next to that, I've got something fun to share with you. So let's switch cameras, shall we? Hi, everybody. Hello. Good to see you all. Now the comments from YouTube are missing again. What the? Sometimes. Yes, now I've got everything. Hi, Femke. Hi, Cecilia. Hi, Linda. Hello, Diana. Hello. Good to see you all. Mina is here. Good to see you as well. Hi, Ivor. Thank you for liking, sharing, and commenting. And I'm happy to announce the winner of last week's. And I've got that on my phone here. So let me have a look. Because the winner of the last week's like, comment, and share is, and I've seen this lady here, and she's liked, comment, and shared again. Congratulations, Ankie Ansing. Congratulations, Ankie. You have won the $50 gift certificate. Please send an email to ecraftdesigns.com, and they will arrange the gift certificate to be sent to you. So, congratulations, Ankie. Good for you, and great to see you here again. A very loyal fan, which is always fun. So let me see if I can find myself here, and then we're all set and done. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, everything is running smoothly. So, as I said, I'm going to be playing a lot of different things. I'm going to do the journal first, and then I've got my stuff cut out to play with as well. I'll get to that in a second. And in the final bit of the live, I'm going to show you how to achieve this. This is the original picture, and I've altered that to this. And I will teach you how to do that. That's going to be fun. So stay tuned for that, but that's going to be at the end. Yeah, congratulations, Anki. And so, yeah, like, share, and comment to be able to win the $50 gift certificate fairly. That's the message here. So I've got loads of stuff cut out and prepared here. And there are so many different ways you can build a journal. Last week, during my own life, I've built this journal. This is a dolly journal. I will continue working on that tomorrow. But I used rings to build this journal. So that's one way. Then, of course, you've got the stitching that you can do. I've showed that several times already in videos as well. And now I'm going to build a journal in a completely different way. So these are elements that I'm going to come back to. I need those later on. Just put those in the safe place, because first I'm going to build the journal. And what I've got here is a matte layer that I'm going to put on the cover. So the cover will have a matte layer. And then I've got different pages cut out. I'm going to work on this one. Then this is from the Fallen Leaves set, which is a page for your passport size. But I'm going to use that in this journal as this, because if you look at the base pages in the Build a Journal, they are actually the exact height of the passport size. So I'm going to use this as a page in my journal. It'll be slightly shorter, but that's fine. I don't mind that. I like the differences in there. So that's the plan. So I'm going to use this one. Then I'm going to use the book of Christmas die, which is a square XL journal page, but again, the same height. It fits in there. So I'm going to use that in my journal. Hi, Annette. Normal page again. Now this is again that Fallen Leaf page, which I'm going to do in here, but in a different way. I'll explain it all. Another book page, and then the back page. So this is going to be my complete journal when I'm done. So not really thick. It's going to be a smaller journal, but I don't mind that. It's fun to use and to play with. This is the spine, and I've got my connector pieces here, because that's how I'm going to build this journal, with the connector pieces. And that makes it easy because of all these different pages. You can build them into your journal using these connector pieces. Now I'm going to do that slightly different than Els did. Els showed you how to build a journal already, and that was brilliant. Thank you, Venna. I love that owl as well. It's so great. Hi, Ro. Hi, Sandra. Good to see you all. Hi, Ruby. So I'm going to make the spine differently. Els scored lines already and folded the lines. I'm not going to do that. I love the fact that we don't have to score it, that there are no score lines in it. You can use this in a different way. I will show you. So let's get started to build this journal. I've already inked all the edges because, well, you know the drill, right? I like that on my pages. So I'm going to start with, let's start with the back page. Why not? So I'm going to take my connector piece and take my freshly new glue bottle, because the old one was really getting scruffy and yeah. And I'm just going to put some glue onto this connector piece. And then what I'm doing, for ease, I'm going to do it this way. Get my head over it so I can see it. And then I'm going to wiggle that up a bit. Make sure it's lined up at the edges. And then, as you can see, I just leave that hanging off like a hair of an inch, a millimeter, like that. The pages are all inked, yes, all around. So that's it. First one done. So now I'm going to use this one. And Els did brilliantly. She showed you how to cut this in the right shape for the book page. I'm not going to do that because on top of this I need to connect another big page again. So if I would cut the page smaller, in my brain it doesn't work like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some glue on here first, and then I'm going to place my page on here, making sure that it's lined up correctly, and push it up a tiny bit just so it is connected to that other page, but still has a hair going out. You see that? So now we can just fold through our book like that. And this doesn't bother me. The fact that we see this sticking out, for me that's absolutely fine. So far it's exactly the same as Els did it. For some reason I'm not seeing any comments anymore from Facebook, but there's nothing I can do about that. So I'm just going to put some glue on here now, simply because I don't want to connect this part. If I would put glue all the way here, that wouldn't work. So I'm just going to line this up again, making sure it's the same spot as the first one. This is so quick and easy to do, guys, really. And then I'm going to take this page and glue that onto here again. So, gluing it down, putting on some glue, making sure the text is the right side up, line it up top and bottom. And it's so much fun to make your own booklets. It's fun to give as gifts. Now I did make a bit of a boo-boo here, but I don't mind. I don't care. I didn't fold the page correctly, so I'm just gonna make sure this is all nice and straight. There we go. This is sticking out a bit. I can trim it off if it annoys me. It is 8 o'clock in Belgium, right? Yeah, Belgium and Netherlands have the same time. Right, this one now. This is going to be here. So I'm going to take another connector piece. So this is a page for your passport size journal. Let's be clear about that. But this is the same size. So I'm going to glue that this connector piece have it sticking out ever so slightly again. That just makes it easier. If you have it sticking out a bit, makes it easier to fold. Line it up correctly, make sure it's straight. There we go. That's it. And then I'm going to put some glue here. And glue it in on my page. Like that. So now I've got this to fold open like this. So I've got another page and another one here. How cool is that? I love this. So I got this idea from Marga, to be honest. She stitched it in, which is brilliant. I love that. But yeah, my sewing machine is still not in a place where I can use it. So I've came up with a different way to do it. Oops, no glue there. Hi Wilma. Hi Petra. Good to see you. So, I love this. I love the fact that you can open it up like that. And such a fun way. So let's do the next one. So, a bit of glue on this one. So it's rinse and repeat. And I mean, last year I've built a huge journal for Christmas this way. This year I'm going to do it slightly different for Christmas. We're going to have December to remember again. But I will, the prompts will be shared later, obviously. But yeah, I'm going to be working in this size journal, but with the rings, I think. So, glue there again, glue on the next page, line it up. How come this is, let me just, oh, there we go, it should go that way, yeah. Not straight enough. Let's do that again. There we go. I was off by a millimeter. Thank you, Tonya. I'll play with it. It's so much fun to play with. I know you will make brilliant stuff. There's a lot of stuff to play with, I know that. So that's gonna go there. Line it up again. Like that. Make sure the glue is well adhered, and then the next page already. So this is, once you get the hang of it, it's quick and easy. Hello. I thought I was looking at you. It's quick and easy to do. So, oh, now I made the mistake that I warned you not to do. There we go. Like that. And then glue here. Put on the next bit. So you see, once you get the system going, it is easy going and it's quick and easy. Holiday is important as well, Hans. I hope you had a nice holiday. Thank you, Ro. Yeah, I love this paper pack. It's so versatile to use. And you can mix and match it all. It's fantastic. I'm so happy that you guys love it. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to glue this onto that piece of that connector piece. So this is the page that would normally be for your passport size. I just glue it down on the connector piece. And it's now a full page. So the other one I folded and glued in the middle. This one I'm turned into a full page. So let me glue this down to create a pocket. There we go. Yes. So this is so much fun to work with when I'm done with this journal. And this is turning into quite a nice, thick, sturdy spine. So this is going to go on there. So let me just put some glue here again. Line it up. Make sure it's lined up, top, bottom, and here. And then you're good to go. And now nobody knows this is not meant to be in this journal, you know? How cool is that? I love it. I love it. And the fact that you can combine it all. Well, there's one page that you haven't seen yet, but I'm going to show you. Bear with me, how to use that, because that's fun as well. Okay, next one. Going on there. Oh wow, 3 packs. Oh, thank you, Mariana. Well, yes, that's a good one. Thank you for reminding me, Anya. If you're still on the fence on buying some stuff, we have a fantastic 20% off the whole website today. So take advantage of that. Take advantage of that because, well, 20% can add up quite quickly. So, yeah, that's good. So good for you. Good that you did that. It's a fun stencil set. It's fun. Slightly go back. Slightly. This is a bit too much. That's why I love working with liquid glue. I can just slide it in place. And hi Bettina, good to see you. I'll do a flip through in a minute, but it's so much fun now. This is the last one. So let's do that. That's going to be there. Straight would be nice. There we go. So this is my journal now. Then I've got the cover matte layer that's going to go on there. And this is the spine. Now, how do I do that with the spine? I take my glue bottle, or even a thinner bottle. That's one option. And you just go like that. No, like this, sorry. Wrong way around. I'm going to sort of make that paper, make that round thingy. I don't know how to call that. Make the, not a fold, but make it round. Or I just do it on my desk, pull it down on a sharp end, like you curl ribbon. So it wants to do this already. That's how I like to make my spine. So there, again, so many different ways. Like Els does, she makes the crease lines. I don't, because I like this fold thingy. Then I put some glue here. Nothing in the center. And some glue here. And it's vital, keep the center free of glue. And then, like this, I'm going to put this over, line it up like this, and just press it down. That's it. And that way you don't have to determine up front how thick your journal is going to be. You just do it, make the spine whenever you're done as a final step. Hi Susanna, good to see you. Mold it into shape, exactly. Mold it into shape. So for me, I prefer this because I don't have to determine up front where the score lines have to be. I like the fact that this is nicely rounded now. So now let's have a flick through. We've got base page. And the fun bit about this is that you have a flat surface on every page. So here we've got that passport size in, the book size. This is the normal page again. This is the flap out we made. Fun, fun, fun. A book again, standard page. So, love this. So then I just thought, okay, what am I going to do with that? Let's do that here. Because I wanted to incorporate all of the pages. So this one needs inking. This one needs inking. Cool, isn't it? I love the fact that you can use and mix and match all these different sets together. So it is, Diane, it is fun to see. I agree. This is the size that fits your passport XL. And what I did for that is I was thinking about how am I going to fit that in the journal, because it's too high and I didn't want that too much. So I'm going to turn this into a flap onto a page like that. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to ink this up and glue that on. Looking forward to seeing what you make, Susanna. And it goes for everyone. If you make something using the Art Journal Specials collection, please feel free to post it into the Art Journal Specials Facebook group. We love to see your makes. I love to see you make. I get inspired by seeing what you make. So I don't want the holes, so I'm covering up the holes like that. And that's step one. Exactly, Hans. But in this case, I wanted to show you how to build it and how to mix and match them all, because it's slightly different than the other ones. So now I've got a connector piece here that I'm going to use. For making a hinge. Now I can make this into a pocket, a big pocket, glue this down, but I'm not gonna. I'm gonna use it as a flippy flappy thingy. And we love flip flaps, don't we? You can also fold the bottom to create a pocket. Yeah, you can do all sorts of things with it. But in this case, I'm going to take this, glue that, glue, put some ink there. I like this page better, I think, than this page. Yes, because that's too much the same. So I think that's how I intended it as well. Okay, that's going to go there. So this needs to go on here. So I'm just doubling up on that connector piece there. And use that connector piece here at the bottom again. I love flip flaps too. There we go. Oh, and Femke says, this is the fun bit, adding the flippy floppies. Well, Femke, I love building a journal like this as well. I love that. Thank you, Gemma. Thank you all for the hearts. So, now this is going to be here at the bottom. I'm sort of going to center that there. Line it. I'm just looking at these lines. There we go. These lines, I'm going to center it in the middle of that. So here's the flap. How cool is that? Love that, love that. Ooh, this is getting to be really cool. So now I literally used every single base page in my set to create this book. Every single base page in the Golden Seasons release I've used in this book. I love that. Love it. So now I'm going to work here. Either way, doesn't matter. But I'm going to work there. So if you remember the last live, I made these two tags. And I'm going to use them. I was going to use them last week, but due to the internet issue, I couldn't go live, which was a nuisance. So what do I have here? I've got one of these connector pieces that I've cut out. This is actually from the same size. There you go. And I'm going to use that as a decorative piece. Then here I've got the piece of the spine, which I made narrower. And I just took a smaller piece of paper. Just let me grab the die so I can show you. It doesn't matter which one. Where is it? I've got my big book of dies here, and my die is gone. How's that possible? Where's my die set? Found it. So, had a piece of paper that I cut to size, put it in, like, I think the other side doesn't really matter, like this, ran it through my die cutting machine, took it out, then placed it on the other side, ran it through again, and it gave me a smaller piece, like that. So I'm going to use that on my page as a belly band. Not like this, but like this. So I could have used the higher bit as well. But yeah, I like the fact This, I like this. I don't know. So that's going to be like that. You see? No problem, Claire. Welcome. Thank you, Annie. Narrow in Dutch. Small. Smaller gemaakt. Make it more narrow. Make it smaller. Minder wijd. So that's going to go on there. So then I took another connector piece, and one of the elements that is in the set, let me show you, that's this one. This one. I used that to make a decorative element. And then I took some twine and weaved it through. So one top, under, all the way. And then back the other way around, tied a knot, glued the knot down, whacked in two eyelets, and was done with it. So that's going to be on here as a decorative element in the middle. So let's do that, because why not? Yes, that's on there. So this way you use, I mean, the dies are designed obviously for a certain goal with a certain intention, but be creative. Think out of the box and do different things with them. You don't have to stick to it. Oh, I forgot something. Remind me, I forgot something. Then I've got these leaves that I've just stamped with Versamark and embossing ink. Then took gold embossing powder and put that on there. I just think they are a tiny bit too shiny. Now, bear with me. I saw Tim Holtz do this, and I never had the stuff to do it with, but I'm going to try it now. If I can get this stuff off. Something's stuck here. Last week during my live, I did something with this steel wool. And Tim said, if you do steel wool, make it into a little thingy, and that grabs onto this. And then you go over this. It makes it less shiny. So let's see. It actually does. Love that. Okay. This is going to live on my desk now. Yeah, I like that. Just take off that gold shine a bit. Not too much. It's so versatile, and you can really make it your own, as you say, Belinda. I agree. Yeah, this is working. Just knock that shine back a tiny bit. So, that's done. So, now I'm going to take my cloth and just wipe it off. Don't know if it leaves a bit of staining, but exactly. But I never had the stuff, and I forgot about it then, and now I saw it on my desk. I said, oh, I could finally do that. So, clean up this bit. Now I'm just going to ink those all around to add some brown into it. I stamped it on design paper, so that already makes it fun, I think. And then, yeah, I love these now. Perfect little leaves. Cool stuff. Cool stuff. So I made a little error here with die cutting, but once you ink the edges, you don't see it anymore, so not too bothered. So, there we go. Now, this is going to go here. Going to create some fun there. Yeah, let's put some glue under there so they stick down. That's it. Cool stuff. This one is going to go there. How fun is that? As a belly band. I love it. I love it. Didn't you have it yet, Nanette? We need to speak to Else. You need to get it. Well, sandpaper is more coarse, so I think you take off more in one go. I think that's what he said. So, that's going to go here in the middle. Love that. I love that. Ooh, I'm so chuffed. I've got some sayings here. I like that one, fall in love. Let's do that. Where's my little scissor? Where's my little scissor? Here it is. Found it. So, there we go. Ink it a bit. I'm going to glue that on here, and then I think this part is done. I need a stencil, so I've got those in here. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to use my leafy stencil because, well, there's a theme going on here, you see. And I think H mahogany and ripe persimmon. H mahogany and ripe. It's quite bright, but I think I'll be fine. Where's my red brush? Here's my red brush. And the orange one, where's my orange brush? I'll take the yellow one then. Clean it off a bit. Oh, there it is. Right in front of me. Where it should be, even. Okay. I'm going to load up these two. So, let's do something. Just mix them together. Have some fun. Oh, love that. Do the same here. Come back with this. Did you see Annette's video on YouTube? She did a fun one with ADCs, but with a lot of stenciling as well. Have a look. Check it out. It's fun. I like that. Beautiful. I'm missing a lot of comments, guys. Sorry. I'm in the zone. I think what I'm going to do... No, I'm going to leave it like this, because it's just enough. Enough. So I'm just going to put glue right here at the side, right here at the side. And place that in the center. And give that some pressure. It was great, wasn't it, Anki? Yeah, this color combination is really cool. I love, what is it called? Aged Mahogany. Now, I forgot something. I hope it still works. Yes, there you go. How cool is that? And this one is going to go in there as well. So both of them are in here now. And I love that. How cool is that? Right? Love that. So cool. So I'm going to go back to the flap I made because I've got a matte layer. Because there's a matte layer in the set. I'm going to do this side. I'm just going to ink that up. And then I have to move on. I'm going to leave the journal. I'm going to leave the jungle. Yeah, right, David. That's way to go. And place that matte layer on top of this. Cool, right? I love it. I love it. Look at that. I love it. This is such a cool belly band idea. Huh. Do you know that feeling that you're chuffed with what you do? Right. This is going to go on there, but that'll be for another video because now I'm going to show you a fun trick. Because in this collection, we have a lot of photographs. So I'm going to do this one because, well, this one we've already seen. And I'm going to start with one, and if we have time, I'll do more. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use frosted crystal. Now, you've seen a lot of things with frosted crystal in the recent past. And I've also seen Esther use it. I've seen Marga use it. However, I'm going to use a technique that I saw from Tim Holtz. And I think we all got it from Tim, to be honest. But it's fun stuff. And I'll show you some do's and don'ts with it. Because I see a lot of mistakes being made with it, if I'm honest. So, and it turns out beautiful, but it's a choice. I will show you the mistake. So, I'm going to ink up the photo just by pressing it into the ink pad. Just making sure there's enough on there. So I'm going to do it a couple of times. I can see by the shine if it's enough. So, I'm going to put frosted crystal over it. And what you will see, there's a lot of stuff in there. And it's completely white now. You see? So, that's a good thing. Let me put this back. Close it before I open up my heat tool. Then I'm going to heat this up. And what is important, because I'm going to make some noise, so I'll explain it to you now. To stop, the minute you see it turn, stop it. This is something you weren't allowed to see. I lost that. But, oh, well. The minute it starts to turn, you have to stop. Because it's frosted crystal. You don't want it to be shiny. If you've overheated, it will become shiny. But then you defeat the purpose of frosted crystal. So you can definitely do that. But, yeah, that's not the intended use of frosted crystal. I'm trying to find my little tweezers, but of course I can't find them. Okay, let's go. I'll show you. I'll keep it close so you can see. It turns and I move my heat tool immediately. There we go. Now don't be tempted. Don't be tempted to go over it again, because it was white, it now turned transparent, and that will give you that frosted look. There's a little bit there. There, that's it. You see, now this is exactly how we want it. I will show you what happens if you overheat it. And again, it's a choice. You can do it if you want to. Let's do it with him. He can use some shine, right? I need a scrap piece of paper or something. I'll do this. Because this is the easiest way to do it. Just press it on there. This is the quick and dirty way. So, yeah, sorry, I can't help myself. There we go. I just had my tweezers. So, completely white again. Now, why do you use frosted crystal? I will explain that in a second. It just gives a great look to your photo, but there's a lot more fun things, because what it does, it gives your photo certain tooth. True, Karen. You have to know the trick. Once you know it, you know it. But it shouldn't become shiny. So I'm doing it again, going over it. And then I'll go back over it and because, embossing powder needs to really be melted, Okay, let's do that. Let's melt it. Let's melt the bazinga out of it. And that's it. And then I'll do the bottom how it should be. Just so you can see. And now let's go back one more time over the top, because that's how we do it with embossing powder, right? It doesn't work like that for frosted. Thank you. So let's put this one in a safe place again. Here you see the difference. The top bit is all shiny and the bottom is matte. It's frosted. Do you hear that? It's got some tooth to it, which is really cool. So that's the difference. If you overheat it, it becomes shiny again, it's still got that tooth. It can be fun. This is matte. This is how you should be using it. Oh no, not should. How it was intended. That's what it is. So, I'm going to grab some crayons, distress crayons. I've got my 3 boxes out. These are my shiny ones. Yes, these are the warm tones and the cool tones. And what I'm going to show you, because you can really do some fun things with this now, because it's got some tooth to it. I just need to decide on what colors to use. I like my blues. So let's do salvage patina. No, tumble glass, also fine. And let's do some shiny. because I want some of this in the background, some goldy shine, and on there, and then I want some, what's this? No, make up your mind, David. Make up your mind. Well, you know what? I'm going to stick to these two colors. Why not? At first. Put these to the side again. I'm going to start with her dress. So I'm going to scribble some tumbled glass on here. Get a brush. Just a water brush. And you might need some water. Pick up that pigment, because this is pure pigment now. And what I'm going to do is just go over that. And what will happen is that it will sink in through the frosted crystal into the paper and give a really cool effect. So you can see this is nearly black, but I can now color her dress. And I can go back in and liquefy that pigment again. Just do it as thin as I want. But this is so cool. I love this. So this is, you can really the crayons are pure pigment. So they're not inks. I think that's the easiest way to put it. So that's how you can really change the look of these pictures by adding some crayons to it. And because that frosted texture we've got, it's got some tooth, it grips onto the crayons and sinks in between that and sucks into the paper in a way. So just going to let that dry for a minute, and then I'll take the second color. If you cover them with frosted crystal and then do it, yes, that's the fun of frosted crystal. It creates that tooth that you can do it. Hi Jenny, welcome. I don't see any YouTube comments anymore, which I hope it's still on. Let me check. I get hearts there, so that's good. That means it's still working there. Okay. Let's grab some water. Grab some of that pigment, because that's pure pigment. And then I will just go around that head and give that some shine. Frosted crystal embossing powder. Doris asked what I used before putting on the crayons. That's a frosted crystal embossing powder. So if you want a bit more, you can even go direct to the paper. Just give it some pigment there. And you can see that tooth grabbed hold of it. Grab some water and work out that pigment. And work that in. Now I'm doing it carefully and building it up layer by layer because I don't want it to cover up. These crayons are opaque, so if you build too much up, you cover everything up. So that's why I'm doing it softly, softly, building it up. And that's the fun bit about crayons. They are water reactive as soon as you wet them. Oops, making a mess now. But it's crayon, so it's water reactive, so I can take it off. There we go. Does that make sense? They only move when you wet them. And this dries with a nice shine. So let's grab my blue again. Annemette, try it. I don't know, I don't have watercolor. I do have them, but I haven't tried it yet, so give it a go. If it works, great. If it doesn't, well, it's only one photo you sort of damaged. So, as I said, building up that pigment. Don't want it too much, but I do want it visible. And this was a pink dress, right? Remember? So it's really fun. She's got a bit of a steampunk theme going on, so that's going to be shiny as well. It's fun. It's really a fun technique. And that's the fun about frosted crystal. There we go. So that will sink in. And I will leave the hat black just to give you an idea. Just a bit more there, a bit more there. Makes you feel like an artist, even if you're not. I'm not an artist by all means, and yeah, I just love this because it's sort of foolproof. If I can do it, anyone can. So build up that pigment and just have a play. Hello, back to California. Yeah, that's early morning there, right? It's almost 9 o'clock here in the Netherlands, 9 p.m. I know it's 1 p.m. in Colorado. There we go. We're getting there now. I'm not going to do much, but I just want a tiny bit of pink. On her cheeks. And the lips. There we go. Just for fun. Well, you underestimate me. I can be a real big fool. So just do it like that. There we go. You see that? Completely changed the look of the picture just by adding a bit of crayon. And where it's too thick, you wet it again. And you can take some off. Now I'll quickly give this a blast with a heat tool. Don't do that, let it dry naturally, but I want to show you the end result. Oh, it's lunchtime in California, okay. How much fun is that? Look at that. I love this. I love that gold shine in the background. I love that matte finish. So you can really work with your pictures like that. Then, last step, I'm going to go in with my distress, in this case ground espresso, and ink up all around, coming in quite heavy, and it will grab on a bit to the ink as well. And there you see I missed a bit there, and that's where it grabs a bit more heavily on the corners, and that gives it a gorgeous vintage look here as well, you see. So that's it. That is it. And I think this looks great. Now with the shiny bit, you don't get the same result. So that's why I love the fact, don't overheat it fairly. That's the difference. So let me dry this before I throw in all sorts of stuff that I don't want to throw in there, because I want to show you what we did today. Where's my journal? Here's my journal. So that's going to be the cover, which I will probably make during my live tomorrow. And I think I will use these two on there because I like that. Look at that. That's my cover nearly done, and I love it. Okay, well, that's going to be quite easy. So that's that. Love that what we did here. Pretty cool. Use of this one, so I'm going to make a tag in there. We used the book page, also fantastic. We made a flip flap here, love that. A different way of using that leaf page for the passport size. So yeah, I think I had a blast tonight. I hope you love it as well. If you like it, like, comment and share this video, and join me tomorrow at my own YouTube channel for another fun live, because that's what we're going to do tomorrow. I'm going to go live again, and I've got a fun video recorded for Thursday already. That's going to be fun. That's going to be way out of my comfort zone. Tune in for that. This week we've got a great lineup. Wednesday is Annette and Friday is Heather. So yeah, join us this week for a lot of fun lives over at Elizabeth Craft Designs. Thank you for joining. Don't forget to like, share and comment, and I love to see you the next time. Thank you. Bye.